YouTube, are you gay? Get out.
Oh no.
Did you say the word gay? Also get out.
And then spout crazy, stupid stuff that gets people killed. They
Oh yeah, no,
don't mind us.
oh yeah, that's fine. As long as you don't say anything rude within the first minute of your video and don't bring up any LGBT themes. Oh, and don't annoy Nintendo. Just don't. They will eat your soul.
Okay, that's more of a general thing, really.
I mean, yes.
I'm just so shocked that they are so good at so aggressively going after people. I feel like it would just be such a large investment. I wonder how many people are on like the teams that Nintendo has set up, or if it's just all automated at this point to investigate.
By the sounds of it, most of their legal team is automated. Someone just saw the Terminator films and was like, we could do that for our legal team, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, when we
Just,
last left off...
we can send people back in time to kill... we can send a legal team back in time to sue the pants off of a fan artist before they've even drawn fan art.
Mm-hmm.
But this is my original OC. Please do not steal.
It's in Smash now.
I haven't even born. Why are you suing my mom?
Stop yelling at my mother's uterus. I'll stop. Please, Ed, stop me from talking. Bring me into this magical world.
I believe we're also on recording now, aren't we?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, we are.
We've been recording for about I began with YouTube's basically in just fuck. People shouldn't allow me near things.
So when we were playing last time, you guys had dealt with a serial killer. And the goblin he had roped into helping him.
And somehow we recruited her to be a barmaid?
Nope.
Nope. Not yet?
Nope.
Informant, sorry,
Marza actually took her down to Skullport, down below the actual Waterdeep city proper, and got her set up down there to be a spy for the Xanathar network.
Yeah.
Sorry, I knew we recruited her. I forgot what. That's why for some reason I thought we got her as a barmaid for some reason.
I said barmaid, and then everyone was like, no.
We don't hire murderers as barmaids, thanks.
They weren't a murderer, they were a patsy.
I mean, she almost murdered all of you with that gas.
Yeah.
Luckily,
What are you talking about? I was perfectly fine.
You see, the important thing is that she almost killed Rava, which makes her, immediately death sentenceable.
Mm.
as Rava is nobility, and via the Waterdeep code, no.
I'm amazed we haven't abused that before and gone, did you just threaten the noble in our party? Oh, well, now we have to kill you. Imagine that'd be a step too far.
I mean, Mars has had it on the back burner for a while.
Fair enough.
Doesn't that mean if looking at that law, doesn't that mean if a noble gets into a fist fight, he can just get everyone who fights with Barbara,
Yes.
get everyone else?
Yes, he can.
And that is
So
why
they
you
don't
hire,
have to take it.
that's why you hire a lesser noble as like a barroom bouncer. So if the fight breaks out, he just walks into the crowd, and everyone who wants to stay alive has to stop fighting. You're like Moses, but for drunk, angry people.
Being nobility has its privileges. Let's just say that.
That's weird. Almost like being born into wealth and titles is somehow a good thing.
Anyway, you after doing that over the course of a day, you guys all head back to the Troll Skull Manor, I imagine.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to cut to the next day. Are you guys still camping out inside of the Troll Skull Manor proper, or still out trying to do outside? It has gotten colder. You guys are in winter, and just being inside is probably better at this point.
I was actually just...
Yeah.
I just realised I probably didn't... I can't remember if we did or not. Did we actually get paid for this?
Yes,
No.
you did. Wait,
Not yet.
no, you haven't gotten paid yet.
Nope, not yet.
Okay.
No.
I was going to say I didn't want all of us to get back home and then just pause and we'll look at each other and go, ah, fuck.
I'm gonna imagine that when you guys ended up hauling him to the precinct, you guys got a hefty reward of probably 200 gold apiece, since they've been looking for this person for a piece. Since they've been looking for this person for a while.
I mean, to be fair, yeah, when someone is going around murdering people in the dock ward, which is like a major trade hub, it's going to cause issues with trade.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, how much gold was that?
200 apiece.
Okay.
Yeah, so
That's what I thought.
they ended up giving out about 1,000 gold worth for this individual between all of you.
Yeah, I'll hand over all the evidence I had as well, just to make sure that it is pretty much airtight.
So the question is, can you build all your shenanigans now?
Most likely. I was just going to have a little look-see. I've got the fucking...
200. Don't let me forget. I have a praying mantis here who does not give a shit about the fact that I'm playing an RPG,
It's okay, my dude.
Get over here.
and he's just like, "Hi, I'm on your keyboard. This is your whole thing right now."
Okay, I got you covered, my dude. You now have 349 gold instead of 149.
Thank you so much.
Not a problem. Oh my gosh, that increased your total weight.
Whoops.
Oh, geez, really?
Every 50 gold is, 50 coins is a pound.
Oh, geez. Okay.
Hey, give me a second. I need to get a phone.
Not a problem.
While I'm here, is it okay if I trade in my leather armor for studded leather now that I have extra money?
If you want to go and find yourself at the marketplace, yeah, you could sell off that old leather for probably about half the price it was initially priced at, and get yourself
That's
some
fine.
silver.
I'm going to do that then.
Also, one small thing.
Okay, I'm back.
So I have an ability where I can, in downtime, reduce the cost of things I make.
Mm-hmm.
Just trying to find it again, because, dear God, I would love just a little quick thing. Ah, where are you, little bastard?
So it's normally
There we
50% of the cost of a made item. What does your ability do?
Each hour that I spend scavenging, I can locate 5 GP plus my engineer level's worth of such materials.
Oh, okay.
And I mean, considering it's going to be overnight, I'm probably not going to be spending a horrific amount of time out and about, especially if it's getting colder. So, roll a d6, and that's as much time as I spend scavenging?
Fair enough.
If that's okay?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, so that'll be...
About 4 hours.
Yeah, plus my level. So we're talking 20 plus... I can math. Another 12 is 32. So that gives me an effective buying power of just over 300 GP. What can I do for 300 GP? Ooh.
Quite a bit with...
Okay.
If that's the amount you have for construction materials, yeah, no. You could make some pretty nice things.
Yeah.
That's stupidly good.
I'm going to go and make a long gun.
Fair enough.
So
fair enough.
Niall's going to go off and make a rifle. Oh God.
I imagine part of it is not necessarily like just scrounging around, but you've also talked to some of the people in the alley besides just yourself. So you probably ended up talking like with Avi or Ember, the blacksmiths.
Yeah.
See if you can get some cheap steel off of them. Probably talk to Alisminar of the Bent Needle about getting some cheap wood stock for your gun.
Oh, absolutely. This looks orky as shit at the moment.
Yeah.
I guess,
This is not refined looking.
Probably from a scrap barrel.
Actually, so I forgot. What kind of ammo? Is it a cartridge or a musket ball kind of thing? Luke?
So that brings me down to 33 gold. It will, at this point, be when we were doing the transitionary period, so it's a paper cartridge with like a wax seal over the top of it. So it can be fed in and struck and it will fire, but you wouldn't be able to just quickly reload it. It would take an actual round to reload. If there are things I can do which do actually allow me to have proper cartridge-based ammo, which then becomes just terrifying.
So,
and unfortunately, that assassin that you were dealing with was using smoke powder and actual like ball bearings that he had dipped in poison, so he was like even further behind technology-wise with this firearm.
Actually, I need to sell some of my shit as well. Good God, I've got a great sword, short sword, great axe, short sword, canvas knife, and a wood mallet. I feel like I need to at least get rid of the short sword.
All right, so you do that, getting the stuff prepared for the rest of the night. Is anyone else doing anything with the remainder of the night? I imagine Mars is currently in Skullport.
I mean, Martha basically like did whatever she needed to do to set up the Goblin and Skullport, and then basically went to go find which bar Rava had taken refuge in.
The Jane Doe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, after everything that she had experienced that day,
is she gonna crash?
just go ahead and subtract as much as much currency as needed to just be unconscious.
Okay. Let's see. I'm gonna say.
I think Ben half joined her, half kept an eye on her.
I'm gonna say that you ended up drinking probably 5 silver worth of beer and ale,
Sure,
and wine and whatnot. Yeah.
sounds good. Yeah, she.
Where a normal cup is like a couple copper, probably.
She had a bad day.
Mm-hmm.
She does not drink for joy this time.
And Rick Fruit's wondering why you came into his bar and just drank and drank. Since it was the closest.
Yes, pretty much. There has to be someone else there that's done this.
Yeah, but as you're drinking, he's making offhanded comments about, I thought you were opening up your own bar. Why are you coming in here?
Oh, this one was closer. Also, we don't really have any booze at our bar right now. We're currently setting up. 10-4's basically a brewing machine, but he doesn't have anything ready yet.
Fair enough.
I'm just trying to forget the day.
Here, this one is called Elminster's Choice, and he puts a mug in front of you.
Appreciate it.
Not a problem. And he goes back to just wiping his counter space on the far side of the counter away from you.
That's fair.
And yeah, after a while, when you're close to blackout, you wander back to the Troll Skull.
Just wander back to Troll Skull to actually black out.
Mm-hmm. No meditation, no dreams, just
this one is not a this is not a night of going into a trance. This is a night of wherever it was she laid her head is where she has passed out.
You vaguely remember climbing up an external stairwell. Or did you guys all decide to sleep on the first floor?
If memory serves, I think we actually have all of our we all pitched tents in the front room, basically.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, until they fix up the upstairs.
Yeah, so you just wander into the bottom floor and just pass out in your tent.
Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if it was a matter of whoever taxied her this way carries her in.
That's fair.
So I guess
where am I
me,
putting this?
because the bar was literally halfway across the street, so it's probably me.
Yeah, fair.
And even though I said nothing, I remember I said I was going to be the chaperone on this one. So.
That's also fair. She didn't do much talking, was the thing.
Alrighty. What is 10-4 going to be doing?
Probably during the night, probably just spending time working on perfecting. Actually, no, I forgot. Probably keeping an eye on Rava since I can't get drunk.
Okay, so
Yeah.
10-4 was there as well. You watched Ven take one arm on his shoulder and walk with her back to the Troll Skull after having drunk at Emmerich's for a while.
Mm.
And I'm going to say by then, yeah, Marza has done everything she needs to deal with that.
How long were Rava and them drinking and?
Just a couple hours before they pass out.
Okay, I'll take them back and then I'll spend the rest of the night working on crafting my spring crafting alcohol.
Okay. And with that, we'll have the night come to a close.
At some point during the night, there's probably a very loud bang, and then just yes.
Yuri.
As a window gets blown out.
The wood covering the wood nailed to the windows. You mean?
Yeah,
You don't actually have windows.
Oh, good point, actually. But yeah, there's probably a bang, yes, then a pause, then uh-oh. Nah, we'll wake up with tinnitus.
You just hear a shout coming from outside.
Oh.
Just put it back behind the counter.
Yep.
And in the early morning, you guys hear some music being played. Like early, right around dawn.
I'm
But
assuming.
it looks like,
Have we had a long rest?
yeah, you guys have had time for a long rest. Since a long rest doesn't necessitate you sleep the entire time, it's just like low energy activity.
Mm.
But yeah, you guys can hear some music.
What?
Is the music coming from like what kind of music is it?
It's coming from outside on the street. You can hear a fiddle and you can hear a flute playing.
All right,
It's
well that
kind of a little jaunty winter tune, specifically for the Midwinter Festival. Somebody, it sounds like, is preparing.
All right, we have festivals coming up. The Winter Feast 2 event.
So, how are the winter festivals celebrated in Waterdeep, anyways?
Oh, it's a big deal. A lot of different different parts of the city do it differently.
No, I was asking more kind of in character because Info is so new to the realm, kind of thing.
Fair enough.
And for some reason, I almost called it Winterfall for some reason. Don't know why I got that in my head instead.
It is also called Dead Winter Day.
Dead Winter?
Yes.
Why?
So I was right. Okay.
Yes. It's a festival to mark the midpoint of winter. And here is a link for the Forgotten Realms fandom wiki.
All right.
Are we about to save Midwinter, or just
Probably
discover the
not.
true meaning?
But yeah, each of there's different cultural things done by different people
Oh
who
God!
worship on this day.
I like how some of them are like feasting and merriment, and some of them are grisly sacrifices and the night of
Yes.
blood.
Yes.
Fucking Waterdeep, Jesus Christ! Don't get lost. Otherwise you'll walk into the wrong temple
Celebrate
and get
the
fucking
rite of
vivisected.
pain and purity by dancing in a circle upon broken glass or other sharp objects.
Uh-huh.
I mean,
You know, like you do.
I mean, the Master Lord's
It is-
Embrace sounds okay because they just have total sensory deprivation.
So what were you saying about sharp objects? What did you say there? I didn't quite catch that. Nate, what did you say?
There's some people who dance on broken glass and sharp objects ritually on Dead Winter Day.
Are these commoners or adventurers who can take that as no damage, basically? And
They're worshippers.
so whatever
It probably
brand of
powers them
religious
up.
crazy.
well, I was saying in this world, if you're good enough, you can probably dance and not actually take any cuts or something like that kind of thing. So
Yeah, but these are also just general people, not necessarily adventurers.
Anyway, you do hear music
Wait a second.
coming from outside.
Wait a second. The followers of Marthamon Duin call this day the rooting and celebrate their renewed ties to the mountains. Are these people not familiar with what rooting means?
I
We
imagine
call
that
this
they
day
are.
the fuck. We all run up and fuck a mountain. I'm sorry, I'll stop.
Hey. I mean,
it's a
Mountains,
I suppose
man.
I was going to say it's a dwarven god. That actually makes sense.
the Grand Tetons are a thing here in North America.
Okay, fine. Keep your geological fetishes away from me. Anyways.
But yeah, you definitely do hear some music coming from outside. And you hear a knock on the door after a while.
Yeah, it is answered by a gnoll wrapped in a blanket, who looks like he has not gotten enough sleep and smells faintly of burnt sulfur.
I think 10-4 working the thing probably got it first since he's wide awake. Everyone else needs to sleep.
Yeah, he probably walks into the back of 10-4.
You look down and you see a very, very small halfling looking up at you.
Quarterling?
Good morning.
Hi.
Yes.
You would be. My name is Broxley Fairkettle. I'm here on behalf of the Fellowship of Innkeepers. I was sent to do some paperwork by one Mert.
Yep. Yes, that's us. Yes. Thank you. Please come in.
Certainly. And he just kind of wanders in. He has just this small, bushy brown, mutton chopped halfling. Just carrying a large, side bag just full of paperwork.
Yeah. Now we'll just look up at 10-4 and go, I'll wake everyone else up.
Okay, please do. Make sure we get this settled together.
Yeah.
I didn't catch your name.
I am 10-4. I am one of the owners of this property.
Oh, okay.
Just need to make sure everyone else is up so we can make sure it's all squared up properly between all of us, kind of thing.
Screw it up
Certainly.
properly. Yeah, no, we'll just wait for Hackleson, no, and then just stagger outside to go up the stairs.
Oh, they're all down there with you.
Oh, fair enough. Then we'll just start.
Remember, you guys are all tented up.
Booting people. Come on, get up. Yeah, I know.
Oh, hey, I know this guy.
Seriously?
Oh! I thought I'd see you here. You
Fairkettle,
were,
right?
Yeah, you were, Venarius, huh?
Yeah. Call me Ven. Everybody does.
Certainly, Ven. So you, went and got funding through Mert, huh?
We did a job for him, and he offered to pay off the rest of the fees.
That is an extremely smart move.
Oh, does he have a good reputation, or
I mean,
just
you're
the deep
not
pocket?
paying for it out of pocket yourself.
I guess that's fair.
But he does have a reputation. I think he might be one of the Lords of Waterdeep, the hidden ones. He's kind of obvious about it.
Wow, that's heavy.
So, is Rav up, or is somebody getting Rav up?
She's up. She's currently reading a primer about Dead Winter Day.
Mm-hmm.
Right, so I filled out most of the paperwork. I just need to get your names on this. Which of you is going to be the primary owner for taxation purposes?
What does it matter? Does it different depending on what rank you have here in Waterdeep?
I mean, that does help quite a bit.
Slowly turns to Rob.
Huh? What?
Do you want to become the puppet noble and who on the paperwork is in charge of our bar?
Sure.
Ah, okay. Just sign here then, and he'll like bring a piece of paper, a parchment to you.
Yeah, she's basically sitting on her bedroll this time, and yeah, she will just very absent-mindedly sign her name.
Okay. And then sign this copy here. It's for the Fellowship of Innkeepers.
Sure.
Okay, and sign this copy here. This one's for you guys.
She signs it.
Alrighty. One for me and the Fellowship. One for you guys. Hands that scroll over to you. And one for the city.
Appreciate it.
Not a problem. So you'll be having different guild workmen coming in over the course of this next 10 day.
Oh yeah.
And they'll have you up and running to the Fellowship's standards. And then you'll be up and running. I look forward to seeing how you guys handle this.
Thanks. 10-4?
Yep.
What's the how much do you think you'll have been made by then?
Can you clarify? Can you other character? What do you mean there, Nate? I don't quite understand your question.
Alcohol. He's asking how
alcohol.
much alcohol you'll have prepared.
Yeah. You also need to probably get some more from my guild. Has helped do it more since we can get more varieties other than just the type I produce, since that's
Oh,
not as preferred.
so you want to go to the Vintners Distillers and Brewers?
We already talked to the guild representative in the area, and we've already talking about what we need to get this place stocked up. Just waiting for the renovations to be finished before we get our first shipment.
Oh, all right.
Oh, so
That's
you've
fair.
met Hammond then?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
That's where I sometimes drop off some of the product I create as well. That I brew as well, I mean.
Mm-hmm. So you're a brewer as well.
Yep.
Well, I'd be careful. Cross gilding is a potentially dangerous thing to do. Usually we're all good, but there has been incidences where we've had people trying to hike prices in some of our inns to
I
give
won't-
business to specific buildings.
There won't be any of that here.
Okay. Of course not. You are interesting. Anyway, I shouldn't be taking up all of your guys' day. I will see you later. And with that, he gets up.
She gives him a nod and a little wave, and then goes back to reading.
Mm-hmm.
I'll probably start getting breakfast sorted out.
What does Darl have for breakfast?
I was going to say, Niall probably begins his breakfast with the realization he has not bought any food for breakfast. So he begins with a nice side of disappointment.
You still have you still have the rations that we technically all got in our packs, though.
I'd rather we didn't use a nice nourishing breakfast of hardtack and jerky. Probably not great for the constitution. and until we get the plumbing until we get the plumbing properly installed, I'm not going to risk it. So yeah, Nile probably nips out and drops a few nibs. Well, probably more than a few nibs to be honest, on getting some decent ingredients. Like get some bread, some bacon, some eggs.
Mm. Which is easy enough to do.
Yeah. I was going to say, because we don't actually have any like kitchenware or anything, do we?
No, you don't.
Right, in which case Nala's going out. Also, just drop a silver. Just to get a skillet and some food, and he's basically just going to make everyone bacon and egg sandwiches. It's greasy morning after food. This is what you need.
Yeah, it's true. I mean,
10-4, please don't try to distill this.
Sounds perfect.
As much as I'm interested in the flavour of bacon and egg vodka.
Yeah. You humans, the still animal products usually doesn't go that well when it's being concentrated that far.
Hmm.
You need to add some alchemy in there, and that makes it start going weird.
You just need to break it down quickly enough.
Just because anything can be distilled doesn't mean everything should be distilled. It's like hack the planet, but for your liver.
you say that, but I'd give it a shot.
Yeah.
I mean, not wondering where oozes actually came from.
Oh, speaking of shots, now just goes back around behind the bar. You probably wonder what that massive bang was last night. I apologise.
There was a bang last night?
I imagine you probably didn't hear it. Just pulls out and lays down what is, probably like a 5-foot long metal tube with a very rough wooden stock and grip, about the last third along. And
It looks like it's been bolted together.
Oh yeah, the trigger is a bolt. And he goes, ta-da!
Interesting.
What's it do?
Short answer. You know the thing that crazy bastard had last night?
The boom stick?
Yes, it's a gun. It's called a gun. This is what we call a rifle. It uses the same principle, except it uses the longer barrel to achieve longer velocity, better spin on the projectile, and velocity to launch the slug even further. Now, this is a very crude version, but ultimately I think this might be arguably the weapon of the future.
How accurate?
I don't know. That the weapon didn't seem very useful when he tried to use it. And even then, he was using, poisoned ammunition.
To be fair, when you start fucking with the ammunition, you muck up a bunch of other stuff as well. So
yeah, when you start, also he seems to be using a very inefficient way to be able to use it multiple times. It's just a pretty good starting point. It seems similar to some of the historic designs I've seen back in Eberron.
Oh yeah. Niall's just looking quietly sour at this. Oh.
Yeah,
Like
if you
that-
want some
like-
advice, I remember some of what they looked like, but only vaguely. I did not ever really make a study of it. I just been to some museums to see these kind of things.
Mm.
Niall just kind of pauses for a moment, looks at everyone and goes, I made this in the alley out of scraps.
No, I'm impressed. Don't get
I'm
me wrong.
impressed. I am impressed. I'm just having.
Look, I'm not the one. Look, I'm not the one who has naysayed this at all. Let me point.
just like
I
your kid coming
haven't-
down with a macaroni picture and just being like, well, I mean, the perspective's all off.
Well, the thing is, everyone else is impressed. 10-4 seems like all those miniguns from Eberron. So it's like,
Do they have miniguns in Eberron? Real
I
talk.
saw I thought I saw something there, wasn't it?
When everyone's a fucking robot, I imagine that machinery is probably very sophisticated.
Eberron is known for having airships and weird bullshit like that. I haven't paid enough attention to it as a setting to in any way like be helpful.
I don't either.
I mean, let's put it this way: you can build Warforged warlocks who can just fire off Eldritch blasts at anytime you want. You could basically build an army of Iron Men.
Yeah, no, basically guns really weren't that big of a deal there because you just build soldiers that fire magic.
I thought they had more guns than Eberron, though.
They probably do, but I mean, like, large groups of them were just like, I'm gonna have an army of undead. I'm gonna make mechanical men.
Fair enough.
Their war was, like, ridiculous. Anyway.
Alright, so, what's on the agenda for today?
I don't know.
Honestly,
At this point,
We're
still waiting for the
downtime activity, actually, my dudes.
Ooh. Oh, what was that voice? God, is that you? Which one are you?
Yes, it is me. Hackle said, you are a disappointment.
Wow, fuck you! Just fires the rifle into the ceiling. Come down here and say that to me in person, you bitch.
Turns out it's what's his name, that freaking god of the demon lord of all the gnolls. He's just like, why are you building things? Why are you not destroying things?
Because eat my dick, that's why. Oh god, yeah, Nala's like an anti-theist to his own patron demon god. Is like, you're an asshole. You're a bad dad. I'm coming over there.
And I love Darl so much for what he is.
Oh, when you're that much of a disappointment to your own god, you're basically the antithesis. You're basically the polar opposite. Oh, fucking love it. Anyway,
That must be.
I'd also like to remind everyone once again that somehow we are going to get Gnarl certified as a doctor in Waterdeep.
gun doctor.
Yes.
The problem is
If
whenever
you can fix a gun, you can fix an organ.
like a musical organ, because I think bellows. Ooh, bellows. Maybe some kind of compressed air mechanism. You mean surgery, don't you?
Aye. I meant surgery.
I mean, now just kind of wiggles his hands. I mean, I need very long rubber gloves. I mean, that's the thing. I've always been reading in the books about, like, proper hygiene and sterilizing everything, and none of the books really account for being covered in fluff.
Yeah, you can always dip your hands in something to help kill all sorts of all the germs and stuff there. To be quick about it, so you don't burn your hands.
I mean, full body hair nets could be a thing.
Well, that's why I said, like, long rubber gloves.
Just wear a gimp suit.
What the fuck's a gimp suit?
You don't want to know.
Why do both the elves know about something I don't? And why do I not want to know about it?
Let's just say you don't want to go to an elven commune.
First of all, a half elf.
Second of all, silence. Okay, did someone do up the zip on your gimp mask? Second of all, back in the box
No,
you go.
there are no elven communities that I know of that would traffic in such things, and I would know of them because I wouldn't be here. I'd be there.
It's more the nobility that's into the kinky shit.
Is it?
You'd be surprised.
Because I'm nobility, and my parents are nobility, and I've spent like a lot of time.
Do you want to know if your parents are into kinky shit?
Noel just claps his hands down and goes, "So, before someone says something that makes me vomit."
So is this is this something to do, some kind of mating ritual for you people?
Everyone just
Tenfor, I'm gonna give you advice. Never ask about the mating habits of another species. It's generally considered rude.
I look
You
for
guys
the
were
body
talking about it
control
openly,
just
so
to
I
save
thought
him.
you guys were talking about openly, so I thought that's one of the things you guys can do, talk about here.
Firstly, I don't know.
Anyway.
You're talking to someone who has who has made out with one person in her whole life. So I don't know.
Wait, seriously? Not even like drunk makeouts?
Seriously?
Hmm.
You'd be surprised the amount of people who just will not even broach the topic.
Hmm.
They'll
'Cause
talk
I
to you
would-
about it when you're 600.
Eh. Or it may also be the fact that just in case you wake up in the morning and forgot about them, you might call the guards to get them executed.
Mm. I don't know. That seems like a stretch.
A wee bit.
Waterdeep's a bit more into doing that than other cultures, like nobility. Anyway, after you guys have your conversation about
Gimp
sexual activity and gimp suits, what are you guys planning on doing? Let's taking a step out. We're going to be going through some downtime over the course of these 10 days.
Though I had tried to drink it away, I
I mean,
want to
carousing
know.
is an option.
Well, no, I was gonna say though I tried to drink the memories away, I do. Rav genuinely does want to understand what was this killer's deal. Why?
Okay, so you're going to research
I mean,
what?
she can just go to the garrison, right?
That's part of researching.
Okay, yeah,
So,
she's
the time
she's
between
gonna head to the garrison and try and like talk to some of the law enforcement there and just try to see if she can get anything out of them.
Mhm. Okay. So we'll do her first. I'll say it's going to take a couple of days between going to the precinct and asking around at the port to find more of his deal.
Mm-hmm.
So what I'll do is I will let's see, probably have you give me intelligence investigation or a charisma persuasion check.
Probably going to be charisma persuasion.
So you're going to be specifically talking to the various people at the precinct.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or not.
Well, I mean, everything is something. I'm not going to just be like, nah, you got nothing. You ended up going to the Dock Ward precinct specifically since that's where the majority of the information was, and the precinct captain on duty listened to you specifically talking. Let me pull up.
Oh, actually, would I be able to get advantage on that because I was part of the party that brought him in?
You were part of the party that brought that in, so I'm going to use the 15 rather than the 8.
Excellent.
Okay. Let's see. So quickly. Looking up his name one more time. Right, so you're asking about that there drow
I
that got brought in.
I just I'm glad that we were able to get him alive, but I just want to know why.
Says here, after investigation, his name was Solun Zibrinus. And I'm going to put his name into chat for you. So, from what we can gather, he's a fanatic from the Underdark. He's one of those drow.
There's that. But what
He
would that?
didn't talk much. I do have a thing bringing up a connection to the Bregan Diarth. So he's probably associated with one Jarlaxle. Jarlaxi. Can't pronounce his name right.
Who's that? Out of character?
Another drow.
Okay.
He's, let's see, actually, Tyler would be the most knowledgeable of Jarlaxi.
I mean, I don't know too much considering the few books I've read. He hasn't been in them, but he's basically. Are you wondering what Rava might know? Because Rava
Yeah,
actually
yeah.
might not know much. The only thing that Rava might know is that he's the Open Lord of Luskan. I think probably,
Mm-hmm.
which
So
is the city of sails, something sailing.
He's a drow with a big hat with a large feather in it who goes around being a sea captain and has taken over Luskan, which is this pirate city. And he's just the most extra. Likes to throw daggers.
And why would being connected to this guy mean that turn him into a murderer?
I mean, they're pirates.
I mean, piracy aside, serial murder, sneaking up on people and just killing them like dogs. Why?
I don't know, but this seems like it's something he would have been taught. Maybe he had somebody he didn't like. But we haven't seen hide nor hair of any other drow in the city.
This is the first one that I saw.
Which is weird. They're usually come and go in groups.
Well, I haven't really been in town for very long, so it's the first one I saw on Waterdeep in general. Well, thank you.
Not a problem.
What ended up becoming of him?
He's killed too many people. He's gonna hang.
Fair enough. Thanks for your time.
Not a problem.
Maybe do it.
And he's gonna go back to some paperwork.
She'll go back to the manor.
On your way back to the manor, you hear the sound of a rattling noise. Like a rattle from a kid's toy. And see a shadow cross over your head.
She looks up.
You see a serpent with wings and a rattle for a tail. A molted brownish green color. It's curled around a small case of some sort, wrapping it around its body, and it's just gliding lower and lower, circling towards you.
Oh, aren't you cute?
It just kind of untightens and drops this scroll to the ground in front of you and just starts flapping away.
Thanks for the delivery. She just
hear a hiss
basically
leaving.
You're adorable. The hiss is even cuter. She basically just, the scroll is just kind of like hovering in the air in front of her.
No, it's hit the ground hard. It's not magic or anything.
Well, no, it's hovering in front of her because.
Oh, with her, yes.
This is what she does.
Fair enough.
And then she just pulls it towards her, opens it up.
Yeah, it's a case, so you have to pop open the things for it, and you find the rolled parchment inside of it. It seems to be a note from Istrid Horn.
Okay.
It's just, Dear Ravafera, I've heard you've come into a bit of a solution with the Troll Skull Manor. I'd like to have a discussion with you about your previously incurred debts. Please meet me at my warehouse. And that is it. Signed, Istrid Horn.
Fortunately, I could probably just pay it out of pocket.
You could at this point. It was only, what, 150 gold?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, she will get a taxi to the warehouse district.
It's you're actually, because it was in the dock.
Oh, right, that's true. Yeah.
So it's not that far of a walk.
Yeah, she'll just stuff the parchment into her bag, and we'll just kind of a little jaunt to her warehouse.
Mm-hmm. It's actually opened up the front of it at this point. So there's a lot more light than the last time you guys went here, and you could see some burly men just bringing in a cage that has just a number of those serpents you had seen earlier that were that serpent that delivered the letter to you earlier, just inside of this cage.
What are those?
Winged serpents.
Well, obviously. Where are they from?
I want to say it's Chol.
They're adorable.
They're vicious, unless they're trained.
Do they train well?
I mean, eventually.
Are Are you possibly selling them?
Nah,
Ah, you
they're
sure?
for guild use.
Oh, all right.
Unless you got in further with the guild.
Winged serpents. I'll keep that in mind. Anyway, do you know where Istrid might be?
Yeah, top floor.
Thanks.
And yeah, you see her sitting up there going over some logs. There is another dwarf as well sitting to the side. Just knuckles clenched. He looks like he's like been kind of pissed off lately. And he has like one swollen black eye.
Whew. Who'd you pee off?
He looks over at Istrid. Nobody.
Fair enough. Istrid?
Ah, Ravafera. I heard you got Mert to foot the bill for the repairs.
I did. I'm here to saddle up.
Are you now?
Hi.
Oh, okay. We'll get to that eventually. I am curious to know a little bit more about your planned operation, though. Since you're setting up a tavern, do you have it fully staffed yet?
I'd be completely honest with you. I don't know.
Oh.
My name's on the papers. But
yeah, they are on the papers. I've had a copy of them.
But
made.
the actual tavern goings on. I have people handling that.
Understandable. I have a lot of people doing things for me as well. I am really curious if I mean, I'm especially happy that you're doing so well for yourself to own a tavern within the city. As a sign of my happiness about your recent fortune, I'm actually going to take away your debts. I just would like a small favor. As she looks over at the dwarf with a black eye. This here is my nephew. His name... his Nemead. Nemead Horn. And he recently made a foolish mistake and lost himself his vocation. And I would send him back home to his mother and father, but I thought maybe you could use a member of your staff. He is kind of a good cook.
Oh, how are you? Nemi?
Yeah.
I don't see why not. If it doesn't work out, I can always send it to you.
That's fair enough. Fair enough. It's a pleasure pleasure working with you. If you ever need any more funding from us, I'd be happy to help.
Hi.
And I'd like you to mark down 1 Zent rep since you've allowed Nemead to become one of your cooks.
Okay, I will have to find a place to put that
I think it's
Bio
under
maybe, and allies
Yeah.
and organizations.
Yep.
So I have one rep with them.
Yup.
Okay.
And she has forgiven all of your debt.
All right.
So-
Well, Nemiad, we're actually going to be opening up.
About
It's-
9
it's a-
days from now at this
about
point.
9 days. We're going to be opening up in about 9 days for actual operations. Probably going to want to come by in about 7 to see the kitchen and accommodations and whatnot. And we'll go over what all will be.
Oh, don't worry, he'll be there. And he
She
just
looks
kind
over-
of nods.
And she looks over at Istrid and just like, if you don't mind me asking, how did he lose his last vocation?
Well, he was supposed to be selling medicinal supplies at a reasonable price to discerning individuals, and he lost his entire stock.
Well, I'll do it.
And yeah, no, just she goes back to her record keeping. And at that point, he just kind of stalkily walks off.
Yeah. He knows that he needs to be there in a week. So, yeah, she'll start heading back home.
Fair enough. Venerius, what
Yes.
downtime activity are you going to do over the course of this 10-day?
I honestly don't know what Ven would be up to. Maybe he'd go check if the Harpers have any more missions.
So you're going to work on
Otherwise, I
getting
can't-
renowned with them?
Yeah, that's the one thing I can think of.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. A character can spend downtime improving his or her renown with a particular organization. Between adventures, character undertakes minor tasks for the organization and social. After pursuing activities for a combined number of days equal to his or her current renown multiplied by 10, the character's renown increases by 1. What's your Harper renown so far?
It's currently just 1.
Okay. So yeah, you will spend the entire 10-day working on getting 1 renown. Okay.
That sounds
Doing
reasonable.
small favors and whatnot, helping out with various Harpers. Okay. Specifically, let's see. What is 10-4 going to be doing for his 10-day between the adventures? Richard?
Was double muted. Okay. Not sure right now. I'm looking over the list right now. So only thing that leads up to mind is the crafting, but I'm not sure what else I can do other than just the crafting right now.
I mean, you could just practice your profession.
Sure. I guess so. That's what just earned me 10 gold then basically during this time downtime.
See, allowing you to maintain a modest lifestyle without having to pay any money. So basically, you're able to just have better supplies around you. while they're in the middle of construction, you don't have to be here at the Troll Skull.
I guess the one thing about that is technically 10-4 doesn't require because he doesn't need to sleep, he doesn't need to eat.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
lifestyles, you still have things you do need, like you really want to remain clean, and your systems still have to repair themselves. So you do have to have like downtime where you're like kind of like not actively running around, so you can have your internal repairs. So
True.
just having a nice place to be still is nice, even for a Warforged.
True. Yeah, practice my proficiency then.
Okay.
Practice my work as the brewer with the rest of the Brewers Guild. They're helping out there, I guess.
Not a problem. And I'll say that you have like chance to make alcohol that isn't crafting while you're practicing your profession.
Okay.
Of course, you're mostly working for the guild at this point, so
Yep.
most of what you're making is going to them.
Most of it, yep. Have
Okay.
Have some that I can sell back at the Troll Skull, but majority of it is going to the guild to redistribute to the rest of the different taverns.
Mm-hmm. Venarius, what are you going to be doing?
We
Wait, we
already
just went
did
over
a-
that. Sorry, Gnarl. I'm looking at my list now.
I appreciate you confusing me for the elf. Half elf, sorry.
I'm sorry, my dude.
If only I was so charismatic and not as hairy. Well, never mind. My brain. I mean, it's not a full. I mean, I was going to say it's not the full 10-day action, but it's one thing that Niall will do is that he will pen a letter back to the logging camp he came from, which I never actually gave a name. Which I probably should at some point. I'll have to think of something. Just kind of chronicling everything that's going on at the moment, passing on his best wishes. And then for the rest of the 10-day, he's probably going to spend it probably just practicing a profession, I guess.
Okay.
Actually, no, hang on a second.
There's also in the Dungeon Master's Guide more.
Yeah, I was going to say, because we have run into the Xanathar Guild
You have indeed.
quite a few times, who are doing myriad horrible, shitty things.
They are indeed.
Yeah, now I was going to look into that, because these guys have popped up more than once in the, like, week and a bit we've been here. And
So you're going to investigate them?
Yes, I'm going to do intelligence investigation, if that's okay.
Certainly.
I'm going to be Sherlock Holmesing this shit.
Let's see. Go ahead and roll.
Ooh! Oh,
Jesus Christ.
25. Elementary, my dear Watson. I would totally... Oh, God, I just want to watch, like, the Sherlock Holmes movies now, but just with Sherlock Holmes replaced by a fucking 6'1" hyena man. Still Robert Downey... Still RDJ doing the voice, though.
Oh, of course.
Of course.
I'm just imagining that hat that they put on every single Sherlock Holmes just on a knoll now.
I'm pretty sure the latest Sherlock Holmes uses more of a top hat than the normal Deerstalker cap, though.
Yeah, the classical
So that
Deerstalker.
one- The classical Deerstalker, I'm pretty sure the newer one uses the top hat, though.
Well, just a wide variety.
So what was your investigation for? I didn't quite catch that, Luke, anyways.
He's
So
looking up
the Xanathar
information
Guild.
on the Xanathar Guild. Okay. What specific information are you looking for? Because you have all of it.
Looking to see if there is a common thread, or if there is an agenda here beyond just anarchic violence.
So there's signs that the Xanathar Guild specifically seems to be trying to infiltrate into the upper Waterdeep city a lot more than they used to be. They've been sending just kobolds and goblins and other like small humanoid goblinoid species disguised as children up into the city proper.
Hence the clothing and alarming amounts of child murder, funnily enough.
Yeah. What's really weird is you've noticed that a lot of them. There's been reports that these changeling monsterish children have been trying to lure people, singling them out specifically away from everybody. And then after that, a couple of these individuals have changed their shops, and you see that spokes for the Xanathar sigil just prominently carved into the lintels of their establishments.
So these people get lured away and then they reappear, but now they're under the protection of the Xanathar Guild.
Yeah, so they seem to just ignore everything. But a lot of shady characters seem to be coming in and out of their shop more frequently. And you vaguely remember something extremely horrific about a brain being held.
Oh, fuck. Let me just put fucking mind flayers as my final note there, and yeah. There's probably just this moment as Nala's like going over watch reports and going over like missing persons flyers that have been like taken down after the person's reappeared. He just looks into the middle distance and utters a very quiet shit.
There is one report of a stabbing that the local precinct had of a shopkeep when some Zent thugs had gone in and picked a fight over the lintel of one of them, and they had stabbed this shopkeeper repeatedly. But what's really weird was the fact that the top of his skull had cracked, like showed like it had been cracked open. This body. So there was no brain that they could detect.
Oh, the brain was missing.
Yeah. After he had been killed.
Motherfucking lithids. There we go.
I think it's just the intelligence devourers, honestly, but still not a good.
Yeah, Niall's probably going. Well, I was going to say, I think doesn't some. Freaking Marza still has her 10-day, but yeah, Niall will probably be like sitting there with like his leg tapping on the floor, waiting for everyone to come back at the same time, so he can just go, "They're putting chemical in the water to make the frogs gay," and what? He's gonna go full Alex Jones. Or maybe not full Alex Jones.
You never want to go full Alex Jones. Even if you're Alex Jones.
Those supplements, they've taken me.
Just imagining Gnarl coming in with like a tinfoil hat.
Oh no, he wouldn't go with tinfoil, that wouldn't stop them. It'd be a fucking crash helmet made of lead. His head would just be like permanently listening to the side, like, God, this is heavy.
And then you'll be able to see the power armor to support the helmet, and soon you're encased in steel.
And then I become a space marine and I purge the sewers with sacred promethium.
If you use enough alchemist fire, you can probably push the sewers.
Oh dear, he's a damn good purgeon. But yeah, so I'm assuming I will have expenses for the 10-day.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll drop that to... There we go.
Okay. Let me see here. Marza.
So Martha is going to she's actually looking for a magic sword.
Oh, okay. Let's see, that would be... See, selling magic items. I don't see buying them. I also see crafting magic items.
I found buying magic items on.
Let's see, would it be in the... If I remember right, Xanathar's Guide to Everything had some additional downtime. Buying a magic item. There we go. Xanathar's Guide.
Yep, I also linked it in the chat.
Okay. Okay. See, purchasing a magic item requires time and money to seek out and contact people willing to sell items. It'll require at least 1 work week, which is 10 days of effort, and 100 gold in expenses. More time and money increases your chance of finding high quality items. So you'll have to give me a charisma persuasion check to determine the quality of the seller found.
All right. I don't think I'm good at that, but I do have pretty high charisma. So.
Oh, before you do that, I
Okay.
should have asked you, were you just going to spend the base 100 gold? Every additional 100 gold increases, gives you a plus to it.
So it's. Do I have to pay for the cost of the magic item on top of the amount I invest?
Let's see. Resolution. A character seeking to buy a magic item makes a charisma check to determine the quality of the seller. Character gains +1 bonus on the check for every work week beyond the first that is spent seeking a seller, and a +1 bonus for every additional 100 gold spent on the search, up to a maximum of +10. The monetary cost includes a wealthy lifestyle for a buyer must impress potential business partners. As shown on the buying magic items table, dictates which table. I basically roll and show you what specific items randomly happen
Mm-hmm.
that are available.
Actually, Ed,
Yeah.
if that's an option, I didn't even know that was an option. Can I also look at the magic items as well instead of working in my profession?
I make sure it's going to cost you though to find somebody selling things, because magic items unfortunately aren't readily available. But you can look for them as well if you're willing to spend that. Okay, well, retcon what you did.
Yeah, because I didn't even know about this enough. I only saw the ones and the basic ones. I'm saying nothing really worked.
Not a problem. We'll allow that. So you rolled. I think. Let me finish reading this really quick. You will unfortunately still have to pay for it. They'll give you an asking price. So
all right, then I will just spend the minimum 100.
Okay. So
it's 100. It's for the Switch, and then
yeah, 100 plus you have to maintain a wealthy lifestyle for this 10 days.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
I'll do the same then, I guess. Wait, where's the option? I guess. John, where do you see the option? I don't see it in the.
It's in the Xanathar's Guide.
Also, I put it in the
It's in the Discord.
I got found not found when I try to open the link. Okay, I'm on the same page anyways. I'm looking at the thing right now. Give me a second.
Okay. Anyway, you got a 6. So let me go ahead and roll 1d4.
What am I rolling? Oh, precision.
Yep. I will specifically... be 4 times, so we will see how many times I get to roll things that you've found. Oh, that's good. And then I just rolled that 4 times. Okay, so specifically for what Marza has found available, she has found an alchemist who has 2 greater healing potions and a fire breath potion that he is just jealously hoarding that he is willing to sell to you. And you've also found yourself somebody who is specifically holding on to a bag of holding. Unfortunately, no specific weapons.
Okay. How much is the bag of holding?
Let's see, that is an uncommon item.
Ah, okay.
So that's going to be let's see. Actually, I think I rolled the wrong thing. That's supposed to be 1d6 times 100. So let me roll that. He wants 500 gold. He's trying to overprice that.
Okay. Well, can't pay for that. How much is the greater? Is a greater healing potion?
A greater healing potion is going to be an uncommon as well. So he's going to be charging specifically for both of them 100 gold apiece.
How much healing does the greater healing potion do?
A greater healing potion is 44 plus 4.
Yeah. No, I think I'll just end up wasting that 100 gold because I don't think any of those things are things I want.
That's fair. But really, you should buy this. You can breathe fire.
Martha's just gonna light up her hand with like an eldritch energy. I think I'm good.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, that vendor's gonna walk away. Okay, so you were going to go ahead and roll me specifically for your attempts.
I got 16 on my precision.
You got a 16?
Yep.
Okay. So going back over to that one, you're going to be going to roll 1d4. And that's going to be on table D. Okay. You find a man coming up to you with a spell scroll.
What kind of scroll is that? You said, Ed?
He's coming up to you with a spell scroll.
Hmm.
You look like a fine academic.
I have some past interest, so I have some past.
Do you now?
Mhm.
That is good to know. Good to know indeed. I would like to sell you this rare and valuable spell.
What kind of spell is it?
Oh, only the best. For you see, this scroll will allow you to make a simulacrum. An illusionary duplicate. You could make another one such as yourself.
You said it was an illusion?
I mean, in the fact that it's made out of, like, ice or snow.
How long does it last for?
It lasts until it's destroyed.
Out of character, Ed, is this?
This is in no way useful to you. This is a wizard's spell scroll.
Yeah, I know. That's. I'm saying, is this my only chance, or do I get multiple things to look at, kind of thing? Like,
Unfortunately, specifically when I rolled for you, I rolled a 1. So yeah, this is the only person who's gonna show up.
and this is even with my higher persuasion. What was that for then?
You got a higher level spell. This thing is a 7th level spell scroll. It's a much better item, specifically for a wizard, unfortunately.
Yeah. Yeah. And I like how. Does that mean I spent the 100 gold to looking for it? Does that mean 100 gold is
Yes,
gone? Or did...
this 100 gold is gone. You spent an entire 10 days at 100 gold making yourself like look important, looking for specifically items. Unfortunately, this is the only individual who has shown up in that 10 days. So you're just kind of out like Marza is 100 gold.
I thought Martha got that bag of holding for 100 though.
She did not purchase it.
Ah.
It was 500 gold, and that was out of her price range.
I think this is out of my price range.
Yeah, it's kind of expensive.
How rare is this thing out of character, anyways?
It's a 7th level spell. Basically,
So,
make
very
a
rare.
fake you. Yeah.
It's a very rare thing then. So yeah,
Yes.
no, I cannot afford it at all.
No, you can't. But hey,
Sorry.
you tried.
It's fun.
Okay. And I guess Nate, since you only took 1 day, you still have 9 days worth of downtime left. For
I'm
Rava.
going to carouse.
You're gonna carouse for 9 days? Okay.
I mean, I assume that's it says a work week.
I mean, like I said before, Forgotten Realms is in the fact that they have a 10-day for a week.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it says carousing for a work week.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Let's see. And I will which would be more entertaining, low class or middle class?
Oh my, what is that? Was that
I'll
John?
go with middle class.
That's
Middle
John.
class?
I'm pretty sure that's John. That sounds like the Kamen Rider.
That's the music at the low class, yes. So that's middle class. So let me go ahead and
Low class is just someone playing a
persuasion.
low quality MIDI in the corner of the tavern.
And she's like, no. So I roll persuasion.
I think for
Ooh.
carousing, it's just a D100, isn't it?
No.
Oh.
It says
Housing.
carousing.
Oh, is
the
this part of the
character
Xanathar?
the downtime thing here.
Yeah.
Or I mean, I could also do a D100.
I'd
I'd be curious what the result of that would be.
I'm
Let's
actually looking at the. Let's see. Yeah, they have an advanced one. Okay.
Let's see. If it was a D100, I'd roll 34.
A 34. So I think I'm gonna go with the other one. This one is see, you're caught up in a whirlwind romance. Roll a D20, my dude. What'd you get?
19.
You got a 19. Okay. On an 11 to 20, the romance going. You determine the identity of the love interest. Subject to your DM's approval. If the romance ends badly, you might get a new flaw. If it ends well or is ongoing, your new love interest might represent a new bond. So who has Rava found while housing?
Holy shit. That is a question and a half. Um, shit.
We'll let you get back to that.
Yeah, I'll get back to me.
I was gonna say, I just looked at some of the low class carousing complications, and oh my god, every single one of them looks like Rava's done it at least once.
She absolutely has.
I actually need to look at this one because I was using the one in DMG.
Yeah, things like number 9. Sure, you were drunk when you agreed to fund the orphanage, but a contract is a contract. Or number 6. Surprise, you're married.
That'd be weird to wake up with the nickname of Bench Slayer.
It's true. Man.
Okay, it looks like this is just a more like specifically like.
Yeah, continue. I have to think.
Not a problem.
If I can do one other thing while I was hobnobbing around for magic items,
Mm-hmm.
Martha is going to stock up on whatever basic weed equivalent there is in Waterdeep.
Ah, fair enough.
Mm-hmm. How much do I pay for that?
Let's see. An exotic product. How much of it are you looking to get?
What are the kind of quantities listed? Like, am I...
Specifically, I want to know how many, like, how much do you want a brick, which is basically a pound, or just something smaller?
large.
Large.
How many uses does the size under brick get you?
As one who does not smoke marijuana, I would not specifically know, but I'd say that like probably a usage would be like probably, I don't know.
I mean, okay.
30 or 40 uses per pound or something like that. I don't know.
Okay.
We'll say it's 10 good uses per pound.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, Mars will buy 10 uses of.
So I'm just gonna go out on a limb and say that the person who is selling this to you looks you up and down, is like, I haven't done business with you before. It's gonna be 100 dragons for a pound. And you didn't purchase it from me.
Have you done business with Rava before?
Ah, yes.
Well, I'm picking this up for her. She's otherwise busy.
You should have said so in the first place. That'll be 50 dragons for a pound.
Good. Yeah, and yeah, Mirza will hand over the 50 dragons, and
He just gives you a large, a small wrapped package.
mm-hmm.
And walks off briskly.
Mm-hmm. And now Martha has a pound of weed for
Sweet!
the next time.
Quote of the fucking session.
Yeah.
Sweet!
I think Mars is trying to be your dealer.
I mean, not so much dealer as just enabler.
Yes!
It's more that from what Mars has seen, Rava has a bit of a like. She does not have an adventurer's constitution and might need this the next time things get a little messy.
I mean, yeah, that's true. I mean,
Yeah.
she was doing that with the deep gnome dope. Like she would, whenever shit was getting real, she would pack a pipe.
Yeah, but I figure that just weed is probably cheaper than deep gnome dope, and also doesn't carry the added consequence of psychically connecting you to the minds of the lithids.
It only connected one guy to that, not me.
Uh-huh. But they're
I mean, she hasn't had a spirit journey to a colony of myconids yet. You're probably okay.
True. She also hasn't she's not yet dumped all of her money into an entire trunk full of assorted drugs for Fear and Loathing in Waterdeep.
mhm,
I'm pretty
mhm.
sure she did that the first time around, and that's where she got her first big debt.
It was a small trunk that time. It wasn't full Fear and Loathing.
Mhm.
But yeah, over the course of the week, those of you who had been spending time did have people coming within the Troll Skull Manor, or at least were around, saw workmen coming in and out. Luckily, it seems like our good friend Broxley was coming every day and taking over most of the time with dealing with them, interacting with them, to the point where you guys really didn't have to talk with anyone.
So, at the end of the 10 days, do we finally have a working pub?
You have a working pub.
Yay! Grand opening party.
Just as Froxley points out that Hammond has arrived and brought several kegs that were ordered specifically as like a starting kit for you, by way of specifically the Fellowship of Innkeepers. So yeah, you guys, a hogshead barrel of knee cracker cider, 2 small casks of Westgate Ruby wine, 2 large butts of bitter black stout.
No, that's fine. Just 2 large butts.
Yep, 2 large butts. The name of this large barrel bothers me so much.
This is where you had that goddamn image at the beginning of the session.
Yes, it is.
I must get my Cooper terminology correct.
You have a barrel of Estevir's Choice, and you have a barrel of Undercliff Meadery's Finest Mead.
And then a couple barrels of the 10 for the
Yeah, I was
Fire
gonna say,
water.
10-4, what are you calling yours? What are you calling yours?
Yes. I'm gonna say that you've had time to build up a barrel of a liquor. I want to know what it is.
I'm trying to think of a name right now, and I don't know much alcohol. So what's one of the strongest ones?
I mean, there's Everclear, but I think you're not trying to kill your patrons, so...
Yeah, it's less about what type of alcohol is and what sort of fancy name it is.
I'm trying.
Those assholes over in Acquisitions Incorporated, the rival adventuring team, they have signing bonus now.
Well, I was going to say, I mean, are you... In terms of what you're wanting to brew, is it, like, really flavorful, or is it, like, shit that's just going to blow your face off, or...
Shit that blow your face off.
Oh, okay,
So it's a 10-4 special vat.
It's 10-4's 5x. It would normally be 4x, but we chalked in an extra x at the end.
Sure, why not?
Also, a grocer has come and delivered just produce, and you had a baker coming in delivering a week's supply worth of bread. Just a hard loaf that will last.
Nice.
And yeah, you also had after Broxley had left for the day, later in the evening, a wagon just show up with several carcasses hung up, just being held by carried along by a just angry looking man. Just dead eyes, slacking jaw.
I'm assuming you mean like pigs and chickens?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
mostly. There's something a little more exotic there as well, but no bodies.
Okay, because when you say just... you need to specify that there isn't just a wagon full of fucking murder victims.
No, it's mostly like strung up animal carcasses.
Okay, there we go. Thank you.
Sorry.
It's like, you went so far into that without specifying, I got genuinely concerned you were about to give this a big left swing.
Had to double check.
With Ed, I always do. Oh.
But yeah, he's dressed okay. Not well enough for the ward you're in, though. And he just comes up to the door and knocks.
If no one else is there, now we'll answer the door. It's like, hello. Ah!
Yeah.
Are you all right?
Yeah.
Are you lost?
No, I don't believe so. This is the Trollskull Manor, correct?
Oh yeah,
Correct.
yeah.
Right. My name's Justin Rask. I'm from the Guild of Butchers.
Ah, that would explain the smell of death.
I mean, you look like you could use some meat. Right, so I got your 10-day supply.
Hey, take
That's
for it.
what she said.
I was go. Oh, god damn it!
Get dunked on, scrub lord.
Who let her at the 5x? Oh god, Rob's gonna be good to no one.
She was just gonna try a single car. I didn't think she would get this blasted after that little.
I haven't even started.
That barrel was varnished on the outside. How did it already flake off?
Okay, so yes.
It was no,
Tom-
it was just a little bit extra that before I filled the rest of the barrel, so it's okay. The barrel is still not open. Acknowledged. It's all good.
Okay. Right, is this already been like arranged and paid for, or do I have to get something out of the petty cash?
You know, even though your Innkeepers Guild has paid for this, a gratuity would not be unaccepted, and he holds out his hand.
Just long pause.
I mean, Martha will tip the man.
Insight first.
With
He actually.
weed.
No, you don't. Look, there are certain kinds of men you don't stiff. One of them are men who know how to take a body apart.
Absolutely fair, actually.
Absolutely true. Yes, you're right.
So how much are you going to tip him?
You know what? I will roll an insight to decide what the appropriate tipping amount is.
Fair enough.
22.
A 22? 3 gold should do it. He won't be able to say something if you give him 3 gold.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll chip in. Nar will chip in a gold.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Marsa's going to give 2 gold, and you're going to give 1 then? And after that, he'll pocket it and start hauling in cuts of beef and pork.
Whew. This
And
is
hauling it down to your larder. Kind of grumbling to himself as he's picking the largest cuts. And hefting them over his shoulder as he hauls them in.
Mm-hmm.
Not just going to looks over at Rob and goes, "This is actually happening, isn't it?"
It is. And I forgot to get something to wear. Whew. All right. Fair. When is this opening?
Looks over at Marza.
At this point, I mean, you've already had your cook show up 2 days ago.
2 days ago, I thought they were coming on the day of the opening, but
Rob had them showing up 2 days before the opening, so that like they can become acquainted with the area and what they're going to be doing.
How good is the preservation?
Basically, training.
How good is the preservation of the food here?
Oh, these are finely cured, just covered in salt.
Hell yeah!
Okay.
I mean, the sodium.
Yeah. I mean, if we leave it for long enough, we just call the steak dry aged. It's fine.
It's old meat.
Yeah. So, I mean, if we're doing a grand opening, I figure we have at least like a day-ish if we wanted to prep for that.
Yep. We need like
To-
a day or two
All right.
to make sure everything's. And make sure we also need a day or two to announce it so everyone knows about the opening and at least get some.
That's probably already been done.
I guess.
Broxley is.
You don't just like surprise Like, hey, by the way, everyone, grand opening tomorrow. You go, grand opening in 10 days.
Probably for the second we finish signing the paperwork.
Yeah.
Broxley had been having people plaster notices, and there might be one or two articles in one of the broadsheets.
Well, I am going to be back. I absolutely forgot to get something nice to wear for a grand opening of a bar that my name is on. So I need to go take care of that. I'm back.
Wait, should we all be wearing like fancy stuff?
You do what you wanna.
I mean, I'm just thinking.
I'm not here to judge, but I, one, probably should, and two, kinda wanna.
Fair enough.
Right, that's
Okay.
another 15 GP down the drain to get fine clothing.
Is it 15 GP?
If you want fine clothing, yes.
Yeah.
I mean, if everyone else is doing it.
Yeah.
Back down
You
to
don't
7
have to.
GP.
You don't
no,
have to.
No.
It's all right.
Rather has set a bad example, and now we're all going to waste lots of money looking fancy.
Actually, I'm not even sure if I can get good enough credit for stuff for Warforged anyways.
You can get a nice.
I mean, no, fine clothing.
No.
Fine clothing is tailored.
No, yeah,
That's what it says.
Noel's going to just
It's a
pat
ta-
Tim. Noel's going to pat Tim on the shoulder and go, "Look, I'm going to have to get something custom made as well. You come with me. We'll find something good."
Sure.
You just go in and get a spray. You just go and get a nice paint job. Get flame decals.
Oh, man,
I mean-
that puts my my GP at 333. Fucking rad.
Get the Vault Tech paint. Get your +1 charisma.
Oh,
Hell
God.
yeah.
Is it actually 15 GP for that fine clothes?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm down to 100.
I'm down to 7.
Just imagining. I'm just imagining Gnarl in Irvine now.
Oh no, Niall is wearing a fucking suit.
just a cloak with Irvine like lining. Oh,
What would be the point of wearing fur when you're covered in fur? It's like, are you trying to be self-referential? Is this irony? It's like, no. It's like, fuck that. It's
Eh,
like, look, if I'm
add
going
some
to,
color.
if I'm going,
It's kind of make up for Gnarls. Add fur for color.
no, because it'd be like walking in with a skin child, like with the pelt of a child around my neck. It would be in poor taste.
Depends
no.
on if you hunted it yourself, kind of thing.
No, Niall is definitely attending this in like waistcoat, jacket, and then trousers which are built for Noel legs.
Nice.
So he looks kind of like a bouncer.
I'm just imagining the half elf like Taylor who's like, I think this is some of my best work. I don't normally cater to Knowles, but when I do it properly.
Beautiful.
Temple probably goes to the same tailor since Gnarl was particularly there.
Yeah, I was gonna say, he was like, yes, I think I can take care of you. Looks over at 10-4. Oh, I'm gonna have to call my apprentice in. Oh, buddy. The Tailor's Guild is not gonna believe this.
Don't have to count for all the fur at least.
I was gonna say, what would 10-4 go for? I kind of in my mind imagine fur and metal actually kind of complementing each other really well, visually.
Mm-hmm.
I guess it kind of works, yeah.
No, I mean, again, like, totally up to you.
I'm not.
Or just a full-blown ball gown.
No.
Massive
Temple was
ruffs.
something
What
that
are
you
those bodied silhouette things that they use for dressmaking?
Mannequin.
the mannequins?
Well, yeah, like the specific mannequin design for like dresses. Yeah, just imagining them looking at you and just thinking of that. As they're-
I specifically asked for something that's formal but easier to move around in.
Okay.
So Martha will probably actually get like a fine tailored suit as well.
Probably, yeah. Probably
And just to stand slightly behind Rava and be full bodyguard.
Get
So
down, Miss President.
I Google image searched and I came across this, and I think this plus like some sort of masquerade mask is what Venom.
Let's see.
Nice.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
And minus the arrows because he's not like
was gonna
in
say-
combat mode right now.
So Kiefer Sutherland? Like young Kiefer Sutherland. Okay.
Does look like
Okay.
that, yeah.
All right. So Rav is she's a noble brat. So like, of course she has a sense of fashion. So she gets a silky black V-neck dress that's mildly low cut with a white corset, a layered skirt, and a really nice pair of high heels that like I'm trying to remember the name of it's like the lattice pattern that goes up the shin.
Oh. Like an actual ribbon going up the shin.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. I don't remember what it's called.
I think that is just a method of lining and lacing and binding.
I guess Warforged would be in the suit with a nice spiffy top hat. To go along with
nice. Is it material or is it metal?
It's material.
Okay.
Material, yeah.
So yes, she looks like a very she looks incredibly fancy.
Excellent.
The fanciest.
Now, question:
She also like goes and gets her hair done and everything.
Is she bringing a certain someone with her?
I mean, a certain someone has been sent a formal invitation for the grand opening.
I am receiving messages. And now I'm going to pull up the Sword Coast Adventures Guide and use that.
So, since everything's all renovated now, do we all get to pick out a bedroom for ourselves?
Well, yes, everything has been cleaned out. They were very terrified. Something had been living in one of the basins up on the second floor. Or was it the third floor? I think it was the third floor.
Mm-hmm. Oh well.
They don't know how an octopus got this far inland and lived, but it did. Or why it would live in such briny water.
Mm-hmm.
What's the? I missed that. Could you repeat that?
There was an
Octopus.
Yep.
Wow.
So, so who gets which room?
As by virtue of the fact that she has the her names on it, she's totally taken the master bedroom.
Martha will try and get the bedroom across the hall because that's the one that is the closest in case of, I don't know, assassination attempts.
Fair enough.
To be fair, I was gonna take that one or the attic bedroom, so I guess I called dibs on attic.
Can we write on this?
You should be able to write on it. The third button down on the left-hand side should be
text.
Is there? I don't appear to have permission to do so.
Wait, you guys don't have permission?
Hold on.
I
Right.
did it.
Oh.
I just did it though. I did the thing.
Oh, it's grayed out, but that doesn't mean I can't do it. That's fucking weird.
Oh, yeah, no, you can use everything on there. As I frequently will check distances.
Hmm. So, does 10-4 just go in the cellar with the kegs and just?
I'm gonna chill out with my
You-
friends, the kegs.
He's not. He would rather get something that he can see since he probably takes the. Let's see, there's still Gnarl and things. So I probably take the spare room then. He doesn't
Okay.
need space.
Which means Gnarl gets the bedroom.
Nice.
Let's see. And from the fireplace, you can see a small little grate between the spare room and the bedroom. Since they use the same chimney section.
I just realised something. Nala has the worst location because he has got to go along this hall,
Yes,
then
he
through
does.
the den,
Into the den.
into the
Yup.
common room, through there, into the hall, then upstairs just to get to the fucking privy.
10-4 doesn't need a washroom. He's fine. He doesn't care.
Or if he's feeling particularly desperate, he does have the balcony.
Just piss off of it. I mean, to be fair, you're in a society where most people have chamber pots in their rooms, and you have a window.
I'm noticing some supplemental notes made to Rava's room and private bathroom. The bone zone.
Beautiful.
Dick. Ah, right. Sure.
Wow, yeah, you're right, Luke. You have the worst one. I can get easier access just going a few three
Well,
doors.
if there's a fire, I'm fucked.
Well, no. If there's a fire, you just go down the balcony.
You jump out the window, take the fall damage.
You're an adventure.
mean,
It's
you're-
only one story.
You're on. What do you think?
If anything, I'm the most.
Easily only 10 feet.
Have you seen how many
That's
HP I
funny.
have? I probably won't survive a one-story fall.
Oh no.
It's only got
No,
13 HP.
there's a trick to it. You call it a charge attack against the ground, and then you roll, and then you miss, and you take no damage.
We're allowing Elect to fail rolls here.
No, I'm just counting on your dice for luck.
Oh,
So is
Also-
Hitchhiker's. Wow. I
Nice.
was gonna say it was Hitchhiker's Guide logic, but that beats me.
Okay.
Fucking
well,
savage.
Also, Ben,
Looking at
having being at the most risk here, I given that you're a rogue, I don't think you are. You can survive that fall. You just land on your goddamn feet.
I mean, technically, since 5e removed using acrobatics to remove damage from falls,
Oh, well, never mind then.
Food.
or you have to like homebrew that, which I would much prefer personally, because otherwise acrobatics is useless.
acrobatics is like extremely limited, yeah, to the like running across a tightrope or trying
Wow.
to keep footing. Yeah, it's weird.
Which is why I basically just use it as alternate athletics for jumping. But
Another weird change is that intelligence stat is really not useful that much anymore.
It used to be for all your skill points. Now it's
just
used
knowledge
for
skills
wizards.
and wizards.
Yes. yeah, they really nerf some stats.
But other stats like strength stat and dex stat still retain their value. Intelligence, though, for the number of skill points you get, just stopped being a thing. So intelligent characters not really important in 5e.
Except for
Anyway.
wizards.
I think with that, we're going to call it the day before your official grand opening, because I'm going to have some characters to prepare, and it is 9 o'clock.
That is also
Okay.
true.
Sounds good.
My time.
Sounds good.
I was
I have one more question
Mm.
before we go. So we have a cook. Is he any good at his job?
We'll find out on the day, also known as the day of mass poisoning.
I'm pretty sure we've been eating his cooking as well to save money. Kind
Okay,
of, so.
just so you know, Rav has absolutely requested like a sampling of his cooking. Like
Okay.
she was serious when she said that if it doesn't work out, she can always send him back.
Yes. He has provided to you fried potatoes covered in a very delectable white gravy.
Oh my god, he's Canadian. It's fucking poutine.
All
No,
right.
there's no cheese curds
There's
in
no
there.
cheese- you
I
need
mean,
cheese
he
curds for
could have
that.
blended the curds in with the gravy, I don't know.
Blasphemy.
All right.
Blasphemy.
No.
It is blasphemy.
I knew that would piss you off, I'm sorry. No, I've had proper poutine and it is absolutely delicious.
Poutine is amazing.
Horrible for you, but amazing.
Oh god, yeah, but I was drunk off my ass at the time and I just started eating and went, oh my god, this is perfect. But yeah, there was also probably a moment where Nala's like, by the way, I really need to tell you guys about the whole... Just points into his room where there are just like bits of news cuttings and red string everywhere.
So,
What in the gods damn?
what the hell does that mean, anyways?
Yeah, give them their you give them your information about the fact that Xanathar is
Pushing into
Body-
water deep, possibly body snatching and or mind controlling people.
Oh boy.
that those mind devourers. There's probably more than just the one.
Mm-hmm. But anyway, let's enjoy the party.
You brought me down.
Smoke some of this weed, you'll feel much better.
Sure. Yeah, you're right.
I mean,
Before I explain this criminal conspiracy, blaze this fat J, it'll calm you down.
Gnarl, there
Is it one of the
pro-
side effects of weed? Doesn't it make you paranoid though?
It's not paranoia if it's actually happening.
Fair, but this
Then
is
it
not
just
going
puts
to
you in a
help.
then it just puts you in a heightened state of defensive awareness.
So, what specific worry that you can think of is a shop that has that symbol that you guys have gone into multiple times.
I
What is
kind of
shop-
for the life of me remember.
Which shop is
Zavlov,
Is it the awning?
the old Zavlov shop.
Which shop's that one? Ed?
The Gnome Kush shop.
Ah.
Oh,
Oh
fuck.
no.
Aww.
Aw.
Well, I mean,
That's upsetting.
ideally he's just mind controlled and hasn't had his brain slurped out, so...
But he does have that symbol of Xanathar protection.
Yep. This is your brain. This is your brain on Mind Flare. It's just an empty image.
Yeah.
Egg goes into a frying pan. This is your brain. Someone eats the egg. This is your brain on Illithids. Anyway, I need to go to
I
fucking
mean, that's
bed.
really more just what's on your brain.
Also true. Okay.
But yeah, with that, I think I will call this session. I hope you guys enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We did have a lot of downtime activity. Unfortunately, it really does require that downtime, like activity for this segment of like the module.